doing, guys? Good, good.
You took such tremendous strides in your career this season. What do you think you're gonna remember most from this year?
Man, that was a tough year, a lot of adversities. So, but at the same time, if you look to the personal standpoint, that was good for me. So I have an opportunity to grow. When the opportunity shows up for me, I was just like ready and working a lot on my game so I can show a little bit more what I can do. And I think the favorite moment for me is like I was talking about that too with the coaches. We were in Phoenix that game right after the trade deadline, and that was a special game. I had the layup to like us to get in like I think it was 7-9-7. That was 9-7-9-9 us. But when Steve drew up a play for me for the first time, and I was like, oh, damn, that's different now. Like I'm not just being a guy like crash and energy guy. He was like draw a play and Gui, you got the ball when you play the pick and roll. That was I think my favorite moment. Like that I realized how much my role has changed on the team at that time.
You got your extension done, during the season. Does that change anything for you going into the summer, knowing that you have that security that you're going to be here? Like, how does that affect your prep?
So for me, with the extension, it was great. Like I told you guys, it was great. The great feeling. Now you got the security. Like my family is good. So that of course give us the security, a little bit more security. But at the same time, I'm the type of guy that I always want more. So now I got the security. Now I got to make sure that I play and help the team more than I did this year. So for me, that's gonna be a big summer to work on a lot of stuff that I gotta get better. A lot of stuff that I need to do more for the team. Because now my role changed a little bit. So I think that the extension for sure gives me a little of you know.
Yeah. And just to follow on that, what do you want to work on this summer?
So keep working on my defense. That's a thing that I always like when you play defense well. It's not never a problem. And another thing that I wanna do better is getting to the line a little bit more. Maybe, I grew up playing FIBA, and there is no some calls they have in the NBA, so I'm not used to that. That was the first year that I have the opportunity to have the ball drive a little bit more. So I will work a little bit on that more. Don't try and get around guys to finish. More like go into and bump and get more calls. Defense, that, and my keep working on my free throws. I could have a better free throw percentage this year, and 3-point shots to be more consistent every night, making shots every night. Yeah, I think that's it.
Guy, obviously, the big question for you guys is Steve's future.
Mhm.
Just what has he meant for you with your time here?
Man, Steve is a special guy for me. Like he was the coach that gave me my first opportunity to play in the NBA. So that's like a guy that he like realized a dream for me. So he was a big part of it, and the way that he coaches, you can see like one thing that I always like about like guys that was player and now he's a coach. Like he understands the players very very well. So the fact that he was a player and played a long time in the NBA, being in the NBA for a long time, he really understand everything that the players go through. So yeah, I love that. And like I said, Steve is really really special dude for me. I want to be coaching for him like my whole career if I can.
Kind of to that point, Steve had that long hug with Draymond and Steph after the game. What was just your perspective on what happened after your guys' season kind of ended there?
I just saw that in the social media. I didn't saw that in person, but I don't know exactly what what they have in mind there. But like I said, man, it's just like a special group. They did so much for the organization. Steve, Steph, Draymond, all of them be like a big part of the organization. So have all them around for the next years for me would be great. I love like I said, I love being coached by Steve. Draymond, I have Draymond on the team, and Steph. I don't even need to say nothing about him. Steph is Steph, So it would be great to have all of them together next year too.
We haven't talked to you since the passing of Oscar Schmidt. As the only active Brazilian NBA player, I was wondering if you have any reflections on what he meant to you and to the game.
So for me, Oscar, I never watched him play. I'm too young. So I think the year that he finished his career in 2003 was the year that I was 1 year old. So I didn't really watch him playing. But Oscar was a lot for Brazil. He meant a lot for everybody because I think he put Brazil in the map when you talk about basketball, because nobody knew Brazil for basketball before him, and that was just soccer. But then Oscar come in the Olympics, he was scoring 45, 50 points, 40, 50, 55, and the fact that he's the second guy to have most points in the history of basketball. He's just behind LeBron. It tells a lot, Oscar, holy hands, like he's known in Brazil. He was a big thing for all of Brazilians, and you could see, like, in Brazil right now, the only thing they talk is just Oscar. He had a big and huge impact for us. Like, it's kind of like Pelé of basketball for us. And yeah, it's just like it was a hard time for all of people that love Brazil to love basketball in Brazil. So Oscar is really the biggest idol and the biggest guy in the basketball history for Brazil. So nobody can be like him again.
Hi, Gui. Thanks for doing this.
Hello.
What did you like about the resiliency of this group, through all the injuries and ups and downs and different starting lineups, and how you guys kind of kept it together through so many heartbreaking injuries? And
that was, like I said, that was a very tough season because of the injuries. And what I love the most about this group is you could see us, like, we were fighting every night, even without our main players. We were trying to win. I think that's the biggest thing, because we were not trying to, lose games. Or every game that we stepped in on the court was just trying to win. It's tough when you don't have your main players on the court. Like you could see, if we don't have Steph in a playing game against the Clippers, we're probably not winning that game, because nobody can do what he does, just step in and hit a crazy 3-point. That was what we missed the most part of the season, but the way that we fight on the court, the way that everybody just give everything every night, shows a lot about this group, and that was my favorite part of this group too.
And how did you see Steve kind of keep it together too? I mean, he had to improvise with different rotations and lineups, what seemed like every single game.
Yeah, so it was really tough for him, even when it was not just Steph and Jimmy out, or after, like, Moses out. It was every day something happened with somebody that was, like, Moses has, like, the wrist injury. I had the injury in, by the end of the season, I have a little injury that I was dealing to, So it was a lot of diversity. So it was really hard for him to make up and just trying to fix rotations. But, I can say nothing. I can say nothing about that, because he's great. He knows, like, he got 4 rings as a coach. So, yeah, he knows everything that he was doing, and he did his best with we had in hands by the time.
And now, do you go to wedding planning? Is that right? Or what's your schedule now?
So I'm actually just being invited for my wedding because I don't know nothing. Who knows everything is Julia. She's making everything. She's doing everything. So she showed me, like, 2 options. I don't know, like, I say, oh, I got this option and these options. Which one you like more? I say, which one you like more? She said, I like that. Oh, this one is the best. I agree. So that's how I'm doing right now. I'm just, like, agreeing with everything that she shows me. But that's gonna be a good time, a great time, So I'm excited for that.
Felicidades.
Gracias.
Hey, Gui. How you doing, man?
Good.
When you were drafted, Leandro Barbosa told me, he said, give him a couple years, 2 or 3 years, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. What was your time with him like? What did you learn from him? And I know you guys have had many conversations over the years.
So with him, when I got here, he went to Sacramento, so we didn't spend a lot of time together in the NBA. But I spent a lot of time with him when he was playing in Brazil. Yeah, he was like playing the end of his career in the club that I was playing the beginning of my career. So the fact that he was there and I was watching his game a lot, watching the way that he works, the work ethic of him. Like every day he was there early. He was like he made a lot of money in the NBA. He was just like he could just like do nothing and just be because he has a like big name in Brazil. Leandro is big in Brazil, so even here in America too. But when he went there, he's still working. He's still doing everything right, and showed me that okay, even with him with his life set, he's been working. So I don't have nothing. I gotta work way more than him, so I can have more opportunity to go to the NBA. By that time, I was just thinking about have opportunity to be in the NBA. And after I got here, he was in my draft to work out too, with the Warriors, and just having him like helping me, talking to me during my career, during the time that I was in Brazil was great because I learned a lot. I was asking him a lot of stuff about NBA and a lot of like how the NBA works, and he was like, you gotta deal with a lot of stuff. You're not gonna play. That happened to me. He said you're not gonna play for 1 month, but then you're gonna have opportunity to be a start in the next day. So you're gonna start the game the next day, and you gotta be ready, and you gotta go there and perform. And that happened. So with that mentality, not just him, but a guy that helped me a lot with that was Anderson Varejão. I talked to him a lot, and he was talking to me about that. Like in the beginning of his career, he was not playing too much. But then he got opportunity to play. He proves that he can play. He can help the Cleveland by the time, and he was there for like he turned into an idol there. Yeah, so he came here, played here 1 year, but I learned a lot from the guys like Thiago Splitter too. He's like coaching the first Brazilian to coach NBA team right now. First coach to go to the playoffs from Brazil. So really, really proud of what Brazil been doing right now in the NBA. I hope that we can have more players next couple years. We're gonna see my brother here in a couple years too. Yeah, that's the goal. So that's good. That's amazing. All right. Thank you. All right.